preparing to live in love opened up our eyes to the idea of natural family planning, which was great. I mean, that was my favorite thing that I got from the program. I had heard about natural family planning a tiny bit, but I really didn't know much about it at all. And when our Preparing to Live in Love mentors mentioned it to us during one of our weekly sessions, I was interested in it right away, and I wanted to learn more about it right away. And at the time, there really still wasn't an enormous amount of information available to us. But since then, we've learned a lot more about it, and it really opened up. What our problem was that we knew we wanted to have a big family, and we knew we wanted lots of kids, but there were so many questions about when is the right time, and how many are right, and how do we plan this? And I think that natural family planning teaches you can plan so far, and it's a way to help you plan, but it's also a way of inviting God into your relationship and into your family, and giving Him a say in what happens instead of trying to be in control of it so much. When you're trying to be together, the society has really put up barriers to say, well, if you don't want children now, then here's what you have to do. And that was really eye-opening when we were able to take down those barriers and become closer as a couple. And it's really been an amazing experience as we have started our family, and looking forward to watching it grow.
Staying open to love, staying open to whatever God wants to bring us. Going through the program was great. I mean, a lot of the things we took from that was the whole formation and everything like that, where really we kind of got to look at ourselves and what our thoughts of marriage was, and were. And that was pretty cool. I mean, just basically coming from two different backgrounds, two different parenting styles, it kind of helped us talk them through and get them out and really figure out what we wanted to do together as the married couple ourselves. Mm-hmm. So that was nice.
That was eye-opening, realizing that he was from one background and I was from another, and we didn't necessarily have to live out one of those lives as a married couple. We were going to create our own life and our own way of marriage and family. And then, was it 2 years after we were married?
About 2 years, yeah.
Living in Love, the Living in Love retreat weekend was brought to our attention from other parishioners who had gone through it and had amazing experiences. And this was such a wonderful opportunity to go through that with the person that you love and the person that you share your life with and you're sharing your future with. So that was an amazing experience to go through something so life-changing together.
Yeah. And having gone through Prepared to Living in Love, and then going to this, when you're going through Prepared to Live in Love, you're a young couple, and you're gaga over each other, so a lot of things kind of glazed over, like, that won't be us, we won't fight. Who fights,
Right. You get the ideas.
2 years into marriage, and when, the everyday situations come into your life and kind of encroach you, that's when I think we really found, I found personally, I went back to what we learned Preparing and Living in Love, and Living in Love weekend really brought it home for me.
It was a great follow-up to go back and visit all of those topics that we had been through in Preparing to Live in Love as a married couple. You had a whole different outlook, and you were able to go in deeper into every topic, and I left the weekend saying, I think we should do something like this once a year, and because it was so, it was uplifting, and it refocused you to where you needed to be. And so as soon as they gave us the opportunity to continue our Living in Love through the mentorship training, we knew we were going to do that before we even got to the last day of the retreat.
We were also really excited about it. We were excited to share what we knew and what we learned. And I think it's rare you truly, I don't know, for me I felt like it's rare to really truly find someone you really love and really want to be with, So if I know the secret to that, I want to share that secret. Here's what I do, so here's what works for us, so hopefully it can work for you too.
Right. We know so many friends and family that have marriages that they're struggling in, and you watch it, and they don't need to be struggling. And if they had a program like this, or if they would just be open to coming, there are answers and there are ways to get through the difficulties of life. And this is a great tool.
Great tool.
A lot of tools to use to make your marriage work and to live in love the way you planned on doing it that day you said I do.